Coming up, organizations across the state are participating in a day of giving. Hear from a local nonprofit about Arizona Gives Day. Plus, meet this week's Teacher of the Week, who believes that students should play a big role in deciding what to study. The news starts now.
You're watching NAZ Today, Northern Arizona's local news.
Good evening and welcome to NAZ Today. I'm Audrey O'Connell.
And I'm Michaela Clark. Thanks for tuning in. Nonprofit organizations do a lot of work in our communities, making them safer, happier, and more sustainable. But they can't do it all alone. That's why today is Arizona Gives Day.
As NAZ Today's Chelsea Parker tells us, Arizona Gives Day is a special day for Arizonans, offering the chance to help participating nonprofits raise funds that support their work before the busy summer months.
Arizona Gives Day got its humble beginnings 13 years ago with the purpose of giving back to organizations like the Flagstaff Family Food Center.
It's a 24-hour statewide online program where people can connect with nonprofits in the state and find something that they can feel passionate about and can give to.
Since it started, Arizona Gives Day has raised more than $13 million for nonprofit organizations statewide and shows no effort of slowing down.
So for Arizona Gives Day, we did have an individual, an anonymous donor, who donated $4,000 as matching money. So that is something that we use to hopefully inspire people to go ahead and give so that it doubles their donation. Our own goal today is $12,000, and we'll be putting it on Facebook and sharing with people in the community, mostly through social media, to get to our goal of $12,000.
Even though Arizona Gives Day lasts for just a single day in early April, nonprofit organizations like the Flagstaff Family Food Center say they appreciate the support, no matter what form it takes, whether it's money, volunteers, or of course, food.
I've always worked as a nurse practitioner, and I wanted to do something more community-based with people with needs.
All these events, ones like today, actually are what keep us running and keep us being able to help the community. Without these events, in April, May, June, July, every month of the year, we wouldn't be able to do what we do every day.
Chelsea Parker, NAZ Today.
If you'd still like to donate today, you can visit arizonanonprofits.org and select an organization of your choice.
A Flagstaff man was found dead Monday after he was reported missing last Thursday. The Flagstaff Police Department responded to a report of a suicidal subject Monday evening in the woods behind the Coconino Community College Lone Tree campus. When they arrived, they discovered that the 22-year-old man was deceased as a result of an apparent suicide.
There's no suspicious circumstances around the investigation. It looked like the male was determined to have passed by way of suicide.
If you or anyone you know feels like they need to talk to someone, you can call the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline at the number on your screen. They are available 24 hours a day.
A wet winter with plenty of snow in the mountains doesn't mean fire season will be easy this year. Fire officials and Governor Doug Ducey warn that a bumper crop of grass and wildflowers may dry out quickly as spring warms up, creating potential fuel for big fires. Ducey is warning Arizonans to remain vigilant this fire season. He is also warning drone owners not to fly their aircraft over wildfires. A local park will be closed for most of April. Cheshire Park, located on Fremont Boulevard in the Cheshire neighborhood, is getting new playground equipment. The park closed Monday and is expected to be closed through April 29th. The city's Parks and Recreation Department is removing the existing playground and play surface. During the week of April 8th, the new structure will be installed, and after that, a block wall will be put in.
Protecting the environment begins with one easy step: recycling.
But what isn't so easy is figuring out what is and isn't recyclable, particularly for NAU students. NAZ Today's April Hedinger joins us live in studio. April, what makes recycling so difficult?
Yes, the process of sorting requires a bit of education, so you don't end up creating more work for yourself and recyclers. NAU is trying to provide that knowledge to students.
It feels so simple that everyone just assumes everyone does it or knows how to do it. It's actually really complex, and also not everyone knows how to do it. I'm still learning what can and can't be recycled.
The reason recycling is so difficult is from a strict policy that bans certain types of solid waste, which includes much of the products Americans use.
Mainly due to Operation National Sword, which is a policy put in place by China on January 1st of 2018.
Some of the acceptable materials include paper, cardboard, and metal cans, but plastic gets a little more complicated.
You can recycle plastics 1 and 2, bottles, jugs, and jars. All plastics need to be clean. It doesn't have to be perfect, but at least rinsed.
The sorting process at the facility is done by hand, and recycling unapproved materials can slow down the process.
There's kind of a culture of wish cycling in the world now, where people just say, well, I think this is cardboard, I'm gonna throw it in and I hope it gets recycled. And what happens is that actually contaminates the whole process and can cause other things that are recyclable to no longer be recyclable.
To help students through the confusion, the Green Fund advocates the benefits of utilizing reusable materials.
There's a great saying that no one person can do everything, but everyone can do one thing, and I think recycling is really that in a nutshell. Every little bit matters, and I would always encourage to reduce and reuse before someone recycles.
The easiest way to recycle is to take the time to learn how.
Educate yourself, educate your friends, and know what can and can't be recycled, because otherwise the whole operation can be compromised.
The City of Flagstaff has a recycling game on its website to practice sorting materials. For more information, visit flagstaff.az.gov. April Hedinger, NAZ Today.
It's Teacher Tuesday, and for this week's Teacher of the Week, we visit Cromer Elementary.
NAZ Today's Aaron Vidito highlights an educator who uses a student-centered classroom to create an interactive and effective learning environment.
Michelle Weidinger does indeed lead a student-focused classroom. She may have only been teaching for 4 years, but she's learned how to change her curriculum based on her students' interests. But this comes second in what she says is the true key to success: building connections with their kids and their families. The students of Michelle Weidinger's class began the day working together to simulate Earth's rotation around the sun.
What way are we going to spin?
And ended it with a conversation on the scientific process. The common theme throughout the day was collaboration, an idea that Weidinger says is key to creating an effective learning environment.
In 5th grade, we collaborate, so pulling on other people's strengths and building each other up, and maybe those that aren't as confident when they're working with other people and collaborating, they can really gain confidence to see, oh, I can do this.
A mindset that plays into the idea of changing the lesson structure based on the students' interests.
I change what I do year to year based on the students that I have in the classroom. Last year, you might have seen me doing a music video with the kids. This year, you'll see me pulling in more art and drawing because kids this year are more interested in drawings.
But to individualize the class, Weidinger says she needs to get to know her students. To do this, she says she builds connections with both the kids and their parents.
Student-teacher conferences is one of my favorite times of the year because the parents come in and we get to meet their families and just see, where they come from, where the students are coming from, and get to know the families better.
But this is only the beginning of a meaningful relationship.
Asking them how their day was, what they did over the weekend, I think those are really important connections to stay connected with the kids so that it's not just about academics, but really getting to know the kids on a personal level.
A relationship, she says, is worth building.
I really love getting to know people and being a part of a community, and here at Cromer it's such an incredible community, and there are teachers and students and families that really you connect with and you get to know them on a personal level.
A community she attributes her title of Teacher of the Week to.
Who I am as a teacher is a collaboration of a lot of different people. I have a lot of mentor teachers that have really helped me to grow through my years. So to say like I'm Teacher of the Week, it's really a lot of people that are Teachers of the Week.
A community of people worthy of the title. Who she is truly a culmination of 4 years of hard work and learning, and it shows. And speaking of community, there are still so many teachers we haven't even featured yet. So if you know someone that you think deserves to be featured, message us on Facebook or email us at newsroom@naztoday.com. Aaron Vidito, NAZ Today.
Coming up, a national award for NAU's student-run radio station. Stay with us to hear about what the recognition means.
All right, today, foreshadowing of the windy season to come. A bit on the windy side out there today. Not too crazy, little weak storm system rolling through the west. Here we are in Arizona, some partly cloudy skies. Temperatures, we'll call them seasonably mild out there today. A whole lot of spring kind of ups and downs to talk about coming up in the forecast.
Terry Markson Cadillac realizes that bad things sometimes happen to good people. Many with good credit have experienced an unexpected blemish, but it's probably not as bad as you think. We offer guaranteed credit approval. So come in for a confidential credit report and let our finance specialists help you understand your options.
Hi, I'm Mark Harris, owner of Terry Markson Chevrolet Cadillac. I guarantee to beat anybody's price or you'll receive $500. Terry Markson Chevrolet Cadillac. No pressure, no hype.
There's a lot of fear in coming back to school. I'm a 40-year-old man that walked in there to get his high school diploma. It was very hard for me, but one of the teachers was Miss Araceli. She gave me direction. Every single time I had a question, she'll put down whatever she's doing and she'll sit there with you until you get it. 50% of getting your high school diploma is walking through those doors. The other 50% is doing the work.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Your son wants to get a cat, but you're allergic. Do you A, prepare yourself, B, make the best of it,
$25.
Good job!
or C, find a loophole? When it comes to parenting, there are no perfect answers, but that's okay, because you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Welcome back. A bit of good news today about our colleagues over at KJAC, NAU's student-run radio station.
KJAC has been named this year's signature station by the Broadcast Education Association. NAZ Today's Paige Kenny joins us in the studio to explain what the recognition means.
It's one of the top national awards for college radio stations, and the competition was tough, with stations all over the country vying for the honor.
What's up, Skiddly Beboppers? You are now listening to KJAC.
About 80 students work on KJAC each semester. It's one of the largest programs in the NAU Media Innovation Center. There are DJs, sportscasters, newspeople, promotions, and more. Station manager Cassidy Zimrick says the BEA award is a tribute to their hard work.
Every year they pick students and different programs in media, all realms of it, print, film, radio, virtual reality, all of that get recognized for excellence every single year, and this year we were honored to win the Signature Station Award for radio.
And there were other winners from KJAC as well. KJAC radio host Matthew Jarecki also received first place for sports TV talent for his work here on NAZ Today, and third place for radio specialty program and radio program for his daily radio show he calls The Jerk.
Right, welcome back to The Jerk. The Jerk on KLJXLP Flagstaff is brought.
The NAU senior gets up at 4 a.m. every day to prepare for his show.
You got to find your stories. You got to find an interesting angle on your story. I have eight segments to fill every day. So. And those are like 10 minutes apiece. So, you know, it's a lot of work for radio. It's a lot of thought that I put into it. I'm always trying to be original.
But for Matthew, it isn't hard to wake up early to do something he's so passionate about.
The most important thing about radio is feeling like you're really getting an inside look into the host's head. So it's about being vulnerable, it's about being truthful, it's about not being afraid to look like an idiot.
KJAC students will be honored in April at the BEA's annual meeting in Las Vegas.
And I could not be more proud of it, because this is not only something for me, but this is something for every member of KJAC, past, future, present, because this is the big deal. This is proof that what we are doing is helping other students learn and become professional broadcasters.
We are also proud to announce that for the second consecutive year, NAZ Today has been awarded the first place for student newscasts that are produced 4 days a week or more. We will be replaying that first place show on Monday, April 8th, as our students travel to Las Vegas to accept the award. Paige Kenny, NAZ Today.
making me.
This must be how Odell Beckham feels when he scores a game-winning touchdown.
Beckham scores! Giants touchdown!
This must be how Rico felt when he triple jumped Mr. Sanchez.
Pepsi. Leaving hot coals improperly extinguished can cause a wildfire.
Hey guys, it's Smokey!
It looks as if Smokey is going to use the drown, stir, drown, and feel technique. After the first drown, a good start. Next, another drink. And finally, a close feel.
Is it cool? Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Smokey, catch! Oh, my bad, Smokey.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
Tonight's NAZ Today weather is brought to you in part by Terry Markson Chevrolet Cadillac in Flagstaff.
All right, 58 windy degrees out there today in Flagstaff. That's just a few degrees above our average of 54 for this time of year, near normal with our overnight low as well at 30 degrees. Taking a look at the high temperatures across the state today. 67 in Prescott. It was 70 in Sedona, 67 Payson, 88 in Phoenix, and 73 in Winslow. Okay, winds gusting 40 plus miles per hour today. Here we are in Arizona, weak storm system moving into the west, mainly to our north, and we're looking at water vapor imagery, the satellite sensing the amount of invisible water vapor in the atmosphere, and this kind of helps us even find a storm that barely exists for us here, and a little bit of an upper level circulation here that's kind of diving towards us, a weak cold front that swung through earlier today, and this thing will kind of make its way in here through the evening. We'll continue with breezy conditions and even some light rain showers, Flagstaff northward here as we make our way through the overnight. Really insignificant, hardly enough rain to even wet the ground with this storm system. Good news, today, the windiest day of the week. Okay, here's a look at some of the clouds rolling overhead throughout the day today with this little system. 52 degrees outside right now. Winds southwest sustained at 29 miles per hour, gusting to 39. So still blowing out there, and we'll continue with some breezy conditions, although gradually diminishing here through the overnight. I didn't even put that chance of rain showers into this overnight panel. 31 degrees is our forecast early morning low. Tomorrow, just a couple of degrees cooler than today. Sunny, mild, and a typical spring day out there with some breezy afternoon winds. Nothing like we saw out there today. And really, as we make our way through the week, it's a day of kind of a little weak storm, and then we're behind a weak storm, and then another weak storm. And so temperatures, you'll see when we look at the 5-day forecast, just up and down just a couple few degrees, but really just not a lot shaking out there. 71 tomorrow in Sedona, 66 Payson, 66 Prescott, Payson, 64 degrees for your Wednesday. Here's a look at the temperatures for us here in Flagstaff. 56 tomorrow, 58 Thursday, a little warmer, a little cooler Friday, a little warmer Saturday, and really the kind of news that I think you guys might like to hear is our first real warm weather of the year. Starts Sunday, going into next week. Big high pressure and big warming trend, probably flirting with 70 around Flagstaff next week. Yeah.
You know that makes me happy, Lee.
Yeah.
Just
for you.
Today would have been perfect without that wind. So
Yeah.
I'm glad that you said that it's going to be the windiest day
Today
of
was
the
the
week.
windiest day. We're over the hump.
Perfect.
Yep.
So what do you have for sports, Mitchell?
Yeah, Michaela, NAU men's tennis is on a roll with 3 big home matches this week. We'll tell you about it coming up. Stay with us. Perfect.
Hi, Meals on Wheels.
I'm Marco. I'm a college student, and I volunteer as a driver for Meals on Wheels. I think it's awesome meeting these people. I mean, they're so interesting. They've had so many wonderful experiences in life. Your community helps to raise you up into the person that you become. Meals on Wheels is a great way to give back to that community.
Planning the right amount of food is hard. The Guestimator makes it easy. Just tell it who's coming and what's for dinner. Then it tells you how much to make. And yes, it even plans for leftovers. Try it at SaveTheFood.com.
Live with a human for a while and you get to know a few things. Like, I know she's actually not a morning person. I know she does strange tricks for no treats. I know that water makes her howl like crazy. I even know how the floor stays so clean. She's quick. But the one thing I will never for the life of me know is how she gets so tiny and inside that box. Natalie, how do you get so tiny?
Hey Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry, I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
Welcome back to NAZ Today. I'm your sports reporter, Mitchell McKenzie. Let's get the bats swinging into high school softball. The Flagstaff Eagles are soaring high as they are on a 6-game winning streak. The Eagles beat the Marcos de Niza Padres yesterday with a final score of 14-4. Key players on this roster is senior Monica Encinas. She is batting a .444 batting average and already has 12 home runs this season. She is also leading the Eagles with 9 RBIs. This team has what it takes to fly high at their next matchup against the Deer Valley Skyhawks this Thursday at 3:45 p.m. Good luck to the Eagles. Now moving on to collegiate sports, the NAU men's tennis team is looking good on the court. They're currently on a 9-game winning streak. That's right, the men have been dominating the court as they defeated Sacramento State last Saturday. A key player on this roster is senior Ruben Montano. Montano has a record of 9 wins and 5 losses in just single matches alone. You can see the Jacks in action this upcoming week. Their first game is tomorrow at 2 p.m. versus the University of Delaware, Saturday against Weber State at 10 a.m., and Sunday against Eastern Washington at 10 a.m. I wish the best of luck to the NAU men's tennis team with their matchups this week. All games will be played at the Tennis and Aquatic Center. Well, moving on to professional sports, the Suns are not looking so good. Now with 18 wins and 60 losses, the top of the NBA draft board might work in their favor if they pick right. But something to note is that they only have 4 games left in the regular season, and now it's time to win some games. They were at home against the Cleveland Cavaliers last night, and let's check out how they did. A key player for the Suns is shooting guard Devin Booker. Booker finished with 25 points and 13 assists. 2 other key players for the Suns were Josh Jackson, as he finished with 19 points and 10 rebounds, as well as a bench warmer, Jamal Crawford, that had 19 points and 5 assists. The Suns' next game is Wednesday at home against the Utah Jazz at 7 p.m. Lastly, it's baseball season, so it's time to bring out those ball caps, eat those peanut or sunflower seeds, and enjoy those Cracker Jacks at the ballpark. For the Arizona Diamondbacks, they started on the road against the Dodgers as they lost 3 out of their first 4 games. Last night they played another NL West opponent as they started a 3-game series versus the San Diego Padres. Let's check out some key players from the game. Adam Jones started the game with a leadoff homer that gave the D-backs an early lead of a score of 1-0. Also another key player was David Peralta, who was 3 for 5 with 2 doubles and a single. The final score was the D-backs winning with a final score of 10-3. The D-backs will face off at 7 p.m. tonight against the Padres as Zach Greinke takes the mound. And something to note, guys, it's something that is so serious about how this team is in such a rebuilding process to where we've lost a decent amount of players that have been going to NL West opponents, and now it's starting to look like we could be a real competitive team, especially with last night's win.
That's great. I missed spring training, so I'm going to have to make it down there for a game this season.
Absolutely.
It's so nice in the valley, so yeah. Well, thanks for that, Michelle.
Yeah.
We'll have one last look at weather after the break.
Sure, I look cute now, but when my owner lost his job, it was rough. I was living on the street, and one night, me and this Cocker Spaniel got into it so bad, I wound up looking like an ice cream cone. I cried a little bit, but thankfully I got rescued, so I'm running, I'm jumping, all back to my old self, and I'm ready to give unconditional love, even if you put a lampshade on my head.
That's low and below. Seriously.
Maybe a hand with that?
Oh, thank you. Did you see anyone's broccoli? Thanks for helping us.
No problem.
Is this strawberry? You're welcome.
We'd do anything for kids. Yet 1 in 6 children in the U.S. struggle with hunger. Help end childhood hunger near you. Learn how at feedingamerica.org.
Traditional light bulbs actually generate 9 times more heat than light. Let's switch to Energy Star light bulbs and stop burning through cash. Saving energy saves you money.
All right, pretty quiet around here through Saturday. I think we're partly cloudy skies Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Temperatures just running a few degrees above average. Big warm-up starts late weekend, goes into next week.
Well, today is World Autism Awareness Day. You might see some people wearing blue to support. Last year, the Centers for Disease Control said approximately 1 in 59 children is diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder. That accounts for 1 in 37 boys and 1 in 151 girls. People with autism sometimes have other conditions, including sleep disturbances, seizures, and gastroenterological problems. There is no medical detection for autism, but for parents, paying attention to developmental milestones is key. The American Academy of Pediatrics recommends all children are screened for autism.
What is it? Autism Week? Day?
Autism Awareness Day.
Day.
Yeah.
I missed the blue. Okay.
Well, thanks for that. We'll be back tomorrow.